Hey, you got time for a beer? I know I do. Welcome to my show. My name's Jake. It's not Thursday, but I do have a new beer here for you. Don't forget you can find me on Untapped YouTube and Twitter, all at tubajake_69, but Instagram is being kind of a pain in my butt, so I am at tubajake_ on Instagram. Don't forget to tell me your stories. I like to tell them. Hopefully you do too. Hopefully you like listening to them, because I'm going to tell you stories, because I do that a lot. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so that everybody else can see my stuff, because obviously you're watching it, you must like it. So let's let other people like it too. The beer I've got for you today is me. I don't know how to say it. It's from Old Nation. They're out of Williamston, right down the road from me here. Triple New England style pale ale, India pale ale. 10.8% alcohol by volume, 50 IBUs. This is a pint. It's got all the kinds of stuff it's got in it. Magnum hops, Citra hops, Michigan Chinook hops, Michigan Crystal Malt, or is that Crystal hops? I'm not sure. My guess is hops, because it's got Pilsner, wheat, and oat and rice in there too. Hazy is good, apparently. Who knew? So that's what I got for you today. Let's get this guy started. So it says to roll it because there's going to be sediment in this beer. Can condition would be my guess, which is fine. Sediment's not my favorite to drink, so I mean, I can either not drink all the beer, who wants to do that, or I can roll it around a little bit and spread all that out so that it all comes out all together. So I'm rolling it around so I don't notice, because this is supposed to be hazy. That New England style means that it's hazy. So we'll make it hazy, man, for sure. And you can see the little floaties in there too. Maybe this sat too long. Didn't get it all rolled up, which is fine. Okay, so hazy beers, you're expecting them to look a lot like orange juice. This one looks a lot like orange juice. There's floaties in it, so just think of them as pulp, I guess. It's like beer pulp. Yum, right? Should taste kind of like orange juice, because generally these do, or something like that. Sometimes a sweet pine flavor, sometimes grapefruit, sometimes you'll get a little guava in there, depending upon what they're putting in there. There are certain ones, and it might be the Chinook might be one of them, that you get kind of an onion garlic flavor, which would be really super, we'll go with interesting in a hazy. You see those a lot more in the West Coast varieties of IPAs. Let's see what this is. Smells kind of citrusy, should, right? Kind of got a Valencia orange taste. Specific, right? We had a bunch of them at work one time, and I got some because I thought, hey, this sounds good. So I ate like 10 pounds of oranges, and it was a terrible idea. A terrible idea. It's on the toilet for forever. It was gross. But anyway, tastes like oranges. It should, right? There's a little bit of a bitter flavor to it too. Like you're biting into an orange, really. Come to think of it, I think the reason that I bought all of those oranges and ate all of those oranges was because I was making orange peel candy. And it was really good. This does not taste like that. I mean, a little bit like that, but less like the orange, like the orange peel part than it does the candied part, I guess. Yeah. The white stuff in the orange than the orange stuff on the outside of the orange. Like it kind of tastes a lot like both of those together. Less of the white stuff, more of the orange stuff. Not candied though. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, what beer does this remind me of? A little bit of the one out of Bell's there, the hazy hearted reminds me a little bit of that. Obviously, I haven't had this one before, so it can remind me of that because I've had that one, haven't had this one. This one might have been out for longer. I don't know. They started pushing both of these right around the same time. But I just finally found one of these last week, I think. Remember that, maybe it's just because I'm thinking about it, that garlic flavor that you shouldn't get in this? A little bit of that, which is weird. It's weird. Which could also just be the Doritos that I ate earlier. Who knows? Is there another beer that this reminds me of? I mean, there are a lot of hazies out there. I'm sure that this should remind me of a couple of other. Actually, it probably should remind me of the M43. I think that one's hazy. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure it is. If not that one, then the B43. Also, by Old Nation. They make some good stuff over there. I actually like the ones that they make that are not IPAs at all. Their Oktoberfest was great. I had their Pret, the wheat from out of Old Nation, very good. They did a hop tape, or they did a bar takeover at at Horrocks one time while I was down there, and they had like 5 or 6 different ones, and they had a different dark one that was really good. I liked that one too. I mean, Williamson's not that far away, 50 miles probably, like straight south of me. I could go there some point. I could go there tomorrow, shoot. I don't have anything to do. Except, New Brew Thursday. Got to be back here to see all of you people, because I like doing this. That'd be a super fun story to tell, probably. Who knows? Does this remind me of a story? Okay, so reminds me of a story that leads to a different story, but the story that it leads to is a story that happened before the story that I'm going to tell first. Does that make sense? It probably doesn't. But anyway, so this reminds me of a drink that this friend of mine liked to call a Compton. It's a 40-ounce bottle of malt liquor. I liked Mickey's. Mickey's worked best. Unfortunately, no more Mickey's, which is super unfortunate because all of those people are going to miss out on like the best malt liquor that I've ever had. But I suppose it probably looks a lot better with like a Colt 45 for sure, because those are all those bottles are clear as opposed to the Mickey's bottles that are very green. The Mickey's is going to taste better because it's not going to be skunked like ever. Green bottles don't let it do that, or that's the story, I guess. I mean, you can definitely get a green bottle that's skunked. A can that's skunked happens also. It does. Anyway, take the 40 ounce of Mickey's, you drink it down to where the neck stops going out, because it's a 40. It's shaped like a bottle, and then you fill that part back up with orange juice. Now you could do it with like orange juice without pulp, but where's the fun in that? So I never did. I always put lots of pulp in my Comptons, because I mean, if it's named after a place in California, there's oranges there. They probably have fresh squeezed orange juice that they put in theirs out there. Pull it right off the tree, squeeze it right in the bottle. It's a very small neck, unlikely, but probably. It's really good. It tastes, I mean, it actually really tastes a lot like these. But anyway, the story comes from me being in Texas for a summer. I sold books door to door. Knock, knock, knock. Hi, you want to buy some books? I mean, it's obviously not like that. There's a whole spiel that goes along with it, but it's been since 2001 that I did that. So I do not remember. It's been more than 20 years. And I only did it one summer, and it was fun It was a lot of work and for not a lot of money. They said that I made $700, but I also spent $1,500 on a new brake system in my truck. So did I really make $700? Probably no. But anyway, the guy that told me about Compton's was a guy that I roomed with while I was down there. I mean, I was down there from what, May was when we started out in May, and then went until August. Like the middle of August, I think, is when I came home. So I lived with this guy from the middle of July and through till the end of August. And he's a cool guy. I like that dude. I want to say his name was Josh, but I'm not positive about that. Like I said, it's a long time ago. 2001, no Facebook then. It was an amazing time. Nobody believed the stuff that we did back then. Shoot, nobody believed the stuff that I did back then. Not that I was a bad kid. I was a very good kid. But good kids, when there's no supervision, they don't do a whole lot of very nice things. They do a lot of nice things, though, too. But there's nobody looking. Good kids are bad sometimes. Yeah. So Compton's. Dude went to Michigan State, at least for that year. And then, I don't know, I didn't see him. I saw him, we got together for a thing in the fall, so September sometime. And then that's pretty much the last I saw of any of those guys, except for Facebook. Oddly enough, I'm friends on Facebook with a couple of those guys that I roomed with, which is cool. Adam and Josh were very cool dudes. I was with Adam from the beginning. We stayed together. It was fun. So anyway, I've got a quote for you. This one's going long, but it was a big beer. This one is from Joe DiMaggio. He hit a bunch. I don't know if you guys know. He did. A bunch of times in a row. It was great. Anyway, he said, "A person always doing his or her best becomes a natural leader, just by example. So if you want to lead, just do it. Just go out there, do what you do, and you'll become a leader of sorts at the very least. Leading yourself. At the very least, you're leading yourself. Which sounds like a great idea. So anyway, don't forget, you can find me on Untapped YouTube and Twitter, all at TubaJake_69. And Instagram, I'm at TubaJake_, because somebody stole TubaJake_69 from me. I can't believe it. Don't forget to tell me your stories. I like to hear them. Hopefully you do too, because I'm going to keep telling stories. Just whatever comes to mind when I'm here. It could be the same story 2 or 3 times. I've probably told a couple of stories a couple times, like the Indian in my van. I think I've told that one at least twice while I was on here. That's a weird story. Hopefully you like to hear them. So, yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so that other people get to hear my weird stories, like the Indian in the van. I'll probably tell that one sometime soon. Who knows? I might forget completely about it and not tell it until later. You should remind me, because then it'll drive more traffic to my sites and people will see me. So anyway, I will see you next time when you got time for a beer.